Hello, early risers and soon to be fearless entrepreneurs, and welcome to another Sunday morning 7 a.m. club. Today, we're tackling a big one: fear, the invisible enemy that keeps us stuck. And we're going to learn to diagnose it and give it that boot fast. So, on our roadmap for this morning, we're going to do a quick intro onto how fear sneaks into our mindset. We're going to ask why fear actually happens and where it comes from. We're going to do journaling, manifestation, a bit of a longer breathwork technique. It's called Be Breath. And we're going to do a 10-minute guided meditation, or as long as you can hold. We'll do some seated movement, nutrition and wellness, and a final call to action to let you say, hey, I'm going to do this week. So let's get started. Welcome to the Sunday Morning Club, the place where we battle burnout and brew up bold ideas, preferably over a steamy cup of coffee. I'm Faye Chappell, and I'm your ringleader for these re-energizing Sundays. If you're ready to crack the code on resetting your mindset, rebooting your goals, and laughing a little along the way, well, you're in the right place. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Sunday Morning 7 a.m. Club. I'm Faye Chappell, and I'm your guide here where we're going to ditch the burnout and design a life of clarity and joy. Today's focus is on fear. It's that silent sabotager, right? That can thwart even the most brilliant plans. We're going to shine a bright light on why fear holds such sway. And then we're going to use practical exercises to really send it packing. So I want you to grab your journal or paper and pen, and I want you to get comfortable. Remember, you can download our printable journal at sundaymornings.club and write it as well on that. So whatever makes you comfortable, that's cool. So let's prove that fear may be invisible, but we have the power to dissolve it. So to warm us up, let's acknowledge really one fact: that entrepreneurial fear is normal, right? In truth, it often signals that you're pushing boundaries and you're trying something new. But if it's left unchecked, fear morphs into procrastination, perfectionism, and missed opportunity. Why am I calling it entrepreneurship? Because it's probably the most profound in terms of fear, but fear happens anywhere, right? And we want to identify that fear and name it, right? So it's not looming in that background. We want to question the validity of that fear because often we find it's based on old stories. And then we want to transform that fear into fuel. Our journaling, our breath work, our manifestation, our movement will help you channel that nervous energy into momentum. So, ready to face that fear? Let's get started. So, why does it happen? Why is fear such a fixture in anyone's journey? Well, a lot of the times it's because it's high stakes. You're putting really your heart, your money, your reputation on the line. And so you are afraid. It's high stakes. There's uncertainty, right? There's new ideas, shifting markets, unpredictable setbacks, anything that you might fail, you might not get there. You fear everything of uncertainty. So fear flourishes in the unknown. And then there's the good old self-doubt, right? We see really polished success stories everywhere, right? Whether it's they made it to their weight goal, they launched a product, they became successful, they found a great relationship, and they forget, these stories forget the rocky roads that are beneath them, right? So self doubt can really rapidly come into play because your story, you are only seeing the fancy success pieces, but the real story is not shown. That's actually why my daughter created the One Red Lipstick Project. She created a documentary and a book. It was because she saw all my friends were having talking about their success when they were on stage or in podcasts, but behind the scenes, we all talked about how hard it was to get there, and that's what she wanted to bring out. So there is many stories behind all that success, and a lot of it comes with fear, right? Past failures, a single stumble can really lead to mental scars can breed more and more fear, and so it might happen again, right? Because we fear it might happen again, and so we get stuck. But remember, fear is an emotion. It's not a fact, right? It's an emotion, not a fact. So our goal is to transform it into a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Remember, fear is an emotion, not a fact. Our goal is to transform it into a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. There's a really great quote by Zig Ziglar. He's a famous sales guy, and he said, "Fear has two meanings: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours." That quote reminds us that fear can either shut us down or push us forward. It's our interpretation and our action that actually makes the difference. So, grab your journal or a piece of paper and let's confront this invisible foe. So I'm going to ask you this question. This is your journaling question. What is one entrepreneurial fear, or what is one personal fear that really lingers in the back of your mind, right? Why do you think it has so much power? Right? What is that one fear, and why does it have so much power? It could be something as simple as, I created a whole new program or a new service and I want to launch, but I fear that no one will purchase it. And why does that have so much power? Because at the end of the day, if you launch and no one purchases, your life doesn't fall apart. So why does it have so much power? Or is it that you have a fear that you'll never be able to find a great relationship that works for you? You're single and you can't find one, and that's what you really want. So why is that fear have so much power? Instead of, is it because you're afraid that when you get older, there's no one to look after you? Or is it because you don't have anyone to travel with? Why does it have so much power? So I want you to write that biggest fear in bold at the top of the page, right? And beneath it, I want you to list three specific triggers for this fear, like a past failure. Was it a critical comment? Or what is it? Is it the unknown future scenario that you're afraid of, right? So three specific triggers. And then I want you to rewrite each trigger from a more balanced perspective, right? So you can say, I failed before because I learned a valuable lesson that positions me to succeed, right? So I want you to rewrite why that trigger is more of a balance, that you don't have to worry as much. And I want to allow some time to explore each point fully. So you might discover that what looks big in your mind actually shrinks on paper. Have you ever noticed that? What you think is a massive problem, when you actually write it down, it doesn't seem so scary. It doesn't seem like overwhelming, but in your mind, you can't shake it. So really explore this. Take a few minutes. If you're visiting us live today, I want you to write it down. You have all day to do this. Don't worry. If you're watching the replay, stop it now and continue the exercise. But I really want you to explore what it is and what those triggers are. Okay? Give yourself a few minutes. Write that big fear down. Shouldn't take you very much because fear is always at the top of your mind. When you're done that, I want you to briefly manifest a new mindset. So I want you to close your eyes. You can do it. Close your eyes. Nobody's looking. I want you to take a deep inhale And a slow exhale. Keep your eyes closed. Now I want you to visualize that fear. So I want you to picture it as a small dark cloud or a shadow in front of you, just a little tiny thing, right? And now I want you to imagine transforming it. I want you to dissolve that fear into a golden light, right? The light that enters your body and it awakens your courage and your clarity, right? I want you to get rid of that little tiny cloud and surround it by light and make yourself comfortable. I want you to whisper to yourself, I welcome fear's energy and I redirect it towards my success. So you're going to break up that fear. You're going to surround yourself with this gold light and you're going to recognize that the fear has now dissolved because you're taking all that energy you put forward to that fear and you're going to put it in to the success that you want to achieve, whether it's personal or whether it's business, whatever you want. But I want you to feel that shift from paralysis to purpose. You should be able to visualize that and make that difference. This manifestation exercise, whenever you feel fear coming up in anything, right? So you're going to start notice because we're talking about it, right? Because you're here and you're paying attention, you are now going to notice when fear starts raising its head. And once it does, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to visualize breaking away that fear and seeing yourself be able to expand from that golden light. Does that make sense? Every exercise we have done in the past few weeks, and we will continue to do each and every Sunday, is something that you can't go back on, right? I like to tell everyone this very simple piece. You can't go back once you've learned something. So here's the harsh truth. Because you show up and you learned something, you are now more knowledgeable. So you can't go back to ignoring and saying, I didn't know, because you do. So now when fear comes up, you know what to do, you know how to recognize it, and you have to move forward. So let's move into some breath work to kind of set the tone for the rest of the practice. We're going to talk about bee breath, right? I just call it bee breath. It's a pranayama breath, and it really works to soothe anxiety and helps you refocus. So, why are we doing it today? Because we want to soothe that fear, that anxiety, and refocus. So, we're going to do this practice to really calm and settle our mind. So, I want you to sit comfortably, feel grounded. So whether you're standing up, because some of you like to stand in class, I want you to feel grounded, whether you're sitting or standing. Roll your shoulders back, letting them drop away from your ears. Okay, don't hold them up like that. That's just anxiety. Just relax and roll them down. I want to rest your hands on your thighs or in your lap, palms facing up if possible. This is a traditional this is a traditional meditation fold, but just put your hands on your knees if you'd like, and rest your palms facing up if possible, just to open and expand your chest, inviting energy in. And I want you to slow. We're going to breathe in gently through your nose, and we're going to count slowly to 4 or 5. Let's do 5 because you guys have been with me for a while. And I want you to feel your chest and your abdomen expand fully. So we're breathing from our bellies, right? Expanding it fully. We're going to exhale with a hum, okay? And then you're going to bring your lips gently together and create a steady, like low pitching humming sound, like a buzzing bee, bzzz, right? So I want you to inhale, slow count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I want you to exhale as you bring your lips gently together. So whatever sound you want to make, but I want you to sustain the hum, okay? Let the vibration resonate in your throat, in your head, in your chest. The longer you sustain the hum, the more soothing it becomes, right? And after each humming exhale, I want you to pause for a brief moment, 1 or 2 seconds, before inhaling again, right? So I want you to tune in to any sensations of calm washing over your body. And I want you to keep each round slow and deliberate. So if your mind drifts, you're going to gently refocus on the sensation of the hum. You don't have to use the bee hum. You can just use you can just whatever hum works for you. And if you want added focus, you can lightly cover your ears with your thumbs, like gently, like little flaps, right? So you can hear the hum more intently. Whatever you However you want to do it. So after this, we're going to let your breath return to normal. But before that, let's start going, okay? So we're going to inhale for 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale with a hum. 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And while you inhale again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full body, full abdomen. Exhale with a hum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pause. Notice how you're feeling for a brief moment, 1 or 2 seconds. Now let's try it again. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, humming. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for a few seconds. 10 seconds getting hard. I'm trying to expand how long we are able to hold this. So we're going to inhale again for 5. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Humming. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holding, pausing. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, hum. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try again. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more time. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling with a hum. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit quietly. Notice if you're feeling better, if you're feeling more relaxed. Every week we do a different type of breathing so that we expose you to all different kinds, and you can pick the one that feels more calming and centered, right? The bee breath practice should leave you really feeling centered and less rattled by fear. Keep it in your back pocket for those intense moments, right? Just a few minutes can reset your mindset. Humming is actually, we worked on this last week too, where we did humming to help with the vagus nerve. And so we can do humming, it helps everything. So when you're fearful or stressful, if you start learning to hum, whether it's the bee breath with the buzz or just a hum, it works. So I want you to continue to try it. So sitting, we're relaxed. So we're going to move into a little bit of meditation. So again, if your eyes are not closed, please do find a relaxed seated position where your spine is still tall but not tense. Close your eyes if it's safe for you to do so, if you're comfortable wherever you are, and begin by taking a few slow, deep breaths, letting each exhale soften your shoulders, soften your jaw, soften your forehead, right? And I want to envision yourself at the edge of a peaceful forest. The sky above is clear and bright. The air feels fresh, right, against your skin. A gentle path winds between the towering trees that sway softly in the breeze. I mean, you step onto that path, and you're going to notice a sign, right? There's a sign there, and it says, "Courage grows here." And you begin to walk, and with every step, you feel the ground solid beneath your feet. This is your safe path, your safe domain. And as you walk, you see small wooden markers along the path, and each marker has a word on it. Maybe it's doubt, judgment, failure, not enough. And notice if any of these words resonate with the fears that you've been carrying. I want you to pause at each marker and acknowledge it. Yes, I see you, doubt. And then I want you to gently brush your hand over that marker, right? Over that sign, and watch as the word disappears and a new word emerges. Maybe it's faith, maybe it's acceptance, maybe it's learning, maybe it's worthiness. It's as though the forest is rewriting your fears. I want you to continue walking until you reach a small clearing that's bathed in soft golden sunlight. The grass is lush and inviting. A tranquil stream flows nearby, and the sound of trickling water is calming. You can feel that golden sunlight wash over your body. I want you to take a seat on a smooth rock or a soft patch of grass that you find. And breathe in that scent of the pine and the earth, and feel the warmth of the sun on your skin as if it's gently melting away any remnants of fear. And in this clearing, you're surrounded by safety, possibility, quiet confidence. Now place your hands over your heart, in your mind, or physically if you wish. I want you to imagine a gentle glowing orb forming between your palms and your chest. And this orb really represents your inner courage. So within each inhale you take, the orb grows brighter, absorbing any lingering doubts or worries. And with each exhale, it radiates calm throughout your entire body, down your arms, your legs, the tips of your fingertips, and your toes. And I want you to spend a few minutes in silence, observing this glow, this intensity. Allow your thoughts to drift by like passing clouds, and return your focus to this orb. So whenever you sense your mind wandering, return. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly. And I want you to, your eyes are closed, rise from your seat in the clearing. This is mentally, holding this orb of courage close to your heart. I want you to begin walking back along that forest path. I want you to notice how each marker now reads words of empowerment. Doubt is replaced by confidence. Fear is replaced by trust. And as you approach the end of the path, you see a sign that says, "Take courage with you." Take with you. So you stop through the threshold of the path, and you know you can return to this clearing anytime that you need to bolster your bravery. So take one more breath in, filling your lungs with that fresh forest air. Exhale gently, bringing your awareness back to your physical space. I'm going to wiggle your toes, your fingers, and when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. When you carry this inner calm and renewed sense of courage into your day. How do you feel? You feel good? Okay, so let's move a little bit to really reinforce how much better we're feeling. Let's do a few neck rolls. So we're gently going to circle your head, inhaling on the upward arch, and exhaling as we move downward. So 3 circles in each direction. Inhaling and exhaling. One inhale and exhale. Then I want you to go the other way. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. Inhale your shoulders up and exhale them back down. Inhale your shoulders up again and exhale. Move your shoulders forward. Now move them back. Shoulders forward and back. Inhaling up, exhaling, inhaling up, exhaling. One more time on the shoulders up and exhaling back down. Now let's do a little bit of a spine flex. So I want your hands on your knees. I want you to inhale, arch, and exhale, round. So inhaling, we're going to arch. And exhaling, we're going to round and loosen our back. Let's do this 5 times. Inhaling and exhaling. You can keep your eyes open or closed. Inhaling and exhaling. 3. Inhaling 4. Exhaling 4. Inhaling 5. And exhaling 5. Good. Okay, so I want you to really start feeling comfortable and relaxed. I'm going to do a little bit of a right twist with an arm extension. So I want you to inhale and I want you to extend your arms to the sides at shoulder height. Okay? Inhaling. And as we exhale, we're going to twist to the right, and our left hand is going to gently hit our right knee. So exhaling, we're going to twist to the right. Like that. And as we inhale back to center, our arms are extended. As we exhale, we're going to go to the left. So exhaling to the left. Let's do that spine twist 5 times. Ready? Inhaling to the right. Exhale. Inhale to the left. And exhale. Continue. Inhale to the right. Exhale. Exhale. Continue. Right. Down. Up. Left. Back. More time. Up. Right hand on left knee. And back. Why do we do this? Twisting helps release tension that's stored around that midsection, and that's where fear lodges. So you can do twists any way you want. You can twist with both arms down. You can twist with hands on your waist, but twisting, you will see, will start to feel, you'll start to feel that fear based with the breathing, the manifestation, you'll start to feel it. So let's do a sort of a seated warrior arms, okay? So I want you to sit tall, okay? And I want you to inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, bend your elbows into cactus, right? You feel your chest broaden. You can imagine your heart opening. It's opening up, right? And then you're going again. So inhaling arms up, overhead, exhaling out to cactus, feeling the stretch in your chest. Inhaling up. Exhale, bending open your chest. That should feel really good. Pull your cactus arms back. Make sure you're opening your heart and your chest as much as you can. Let's do that again. Inhaling up. Exhaling, open your chest. Inhaling. Exhaling, open your chest. Inhaling. Exhaling, cactus, opening your heart. 2 more. Inhaling. Open. Inhale. and exhaling to open. When you open your chest, you're opening your heart, you're dislodging that fear. So I know a lot of you, your favorite exercise over the last couple of weeks has been shaking. So I want you to shake out your wrists, shake out your arms, shake out your legs, do a gentle bounce if you're seated. Remember, you want to visualize any residue of fear flying off you with a shake. Anxiety, fear, anything you think of, you're shaking it off, just like Taylor Swift. You're shaking it off and you're moving. So shaking is a phenomenal exercise to do. We're going to do some movement that we use traditionally in Tibetan movement and Chinese movement. So we're going to work on that in the next couple of weeks as well. But shaking is a really great introduction to moving forward. So I just want you to do a seated forward fold now. So as I want you to inhale your arms up and exhale, fold over your thighs and let your arms dangle. So just slowly down forward. And then when you're ready, slowly roll up. And I want your head to be last, okay? So I want you to do that any way you want, whether it is your legs are in front of you, you're seated in a chair. I just want you to inhale, reach forward. And as you exhale, I want you to sit up. Remember, your head comes last. I want you to place your hands over your heart and take a final inhale and exhale softly. So when fear arises, your cortisol level and your adrenaline can spike. So I want you to really think about what foods you can incorporate to help with that. So incorporating magnesium rich foods really stabilizes your nervous system. So it really can help with fear. What are magnesium friendly foods? Well, anything leafy green, so spinach, Swiss chard, anything like that supports your relaxation. So always choose those leafy greens. Just try to sneak them into your regular meal or have a little salad before you have the rest of whatever you're having for lunch or dinner. Add some seeds and nuts, pumpkin seeds, almonds. They provide magnesium and they are healthy fats, right? They're not bad fats, they're healthy fats. And then any legumes, so black beans, lentils, they offer complex carbs and they offer magnesium for sustained energy. So if you can think about adding those foods into your diet, it really helps balance magnesium. It really helps curb stress related symptoms like muscle tension and racing thoughts, right? So when we get tense and we get fearful, we start tensing up. So everything we've done today is to allow ourselves to take up space, to breathe and not feel confined and restricted. Okay? So I want you to focus on that on your diet. And I also want you to give you a little wellness tip in mindful scheduling because fear loves chaos. Fear loves confusion, right? So I want you to list your top 3 must-dos each morning so that fear shrinks when you have a clear plan. For those of you who have not done our morning routines, you can go ahead and join that masterclass. The link will be on our sundaymornings.club. It's free. It teaches you how to establish your morning routine. So list your must-haves or must-dos each morning so that when you get up, you replace that fear of the unknown with very clear focused strategies for the day. I want you to time block. I want you to allocate stretches of distraction free work time. Why? Because again, fear is dissipated when you can follow a structured plan. A step by step plan does not allow you time to be fearful. And I want you to continue to take those micro breaks, right? A few 5-minute pause points throughout the day to reset and release tension, whether it's breathing, manifestation, breath work, while you're walking, for example. That's a really great way to do it. Organized scheduling cuts down on that overwhelm, right? And it gives fear less space to roam, to come back. That makes a difference. So we've done a deep dive into that invisible enemy, right? That fear. And we did some journaling, we did some manifestation, we did some bee breath, we did some guided meditation, seated movement. And really, by doing all that, we've really shown fear to the door. That was the goal. So I want you to um, make sure that you've embraced it and you move forward. So share your thoughts, tag me or comment if you used any of these tools to overcome fear. It's great when other people can see what you've done so that they can feel that they're on the same path. It also holds you accountable. So if today you write in a comment or you DM me or whatever you want, and you say, you know what, Faye, I was doing the breathing exercise and I have to admit it completely worked. I had a fear and it completely went. Or the guided meditation where I crushed that fear and turned it into a glowing orb really made sense to me. Here's the trick. If you actually write it down in a comment or you write it to me and you acknowledge it, then you've also reinforced to you yourself that it works. So you're more apt to go back to it rather than just doing this class and then saying, yeah, it worked, and then forgetting to do it after that. So if you want a more structured position on this and you want to go even further, you can join us at the Ultimate Life Reset. I think it's ultimatelifereset.com, where you can learn more and follow along on the journey with us. You can join our Mastermind City group, which is hub.themastermind.city, and that's free and it's ongoing community. It has support, networking. Please like and subscribe to this channel because you will get notified each and every week when we come on, and therefore you will be prompted to continue your journey. So thank you for starting your Sunday by confronting your fears head on and remembering Zig Ziglar's words, face everything and rise. Face everything and rise. So see you next Sunday, 7 a.m. sharp. We're going to continue building your life and your business, the one you deserve. So stay brave, face the fear, and I'll see you next week. And that's a wrap for today's Sunday morning club session. Feeling inspired? Well, good. Keep riding that wave all week long. And don't forget to join me live every Sunday at 7 a.m. for real-time conversations. So if you miss a session, no worries. Grab the replays, sign up for our next big thing, and get all the juicy details at sunnymornings.club. So thanks for tuning in. Go out there and spark some magic in your life and in your business.